I'm standing on the battlements of Barnard Castle, looking down at the River Tees, and from here it really is hard to believe that the river below me is the same lazy, silent river I walked along as it meandered its way through Stockton and Middlesbrough and then out to the sea. Good morning. I'm standing in Barnard Castle, which is in Barnard Castle. It was first built in the 12th century by Barnard to Balliol, which I suppose is why it's called Barnard Castle, but was later grabbed hold of by Richard III, who had a tendency to get his hands on things that he fancied. But Barnard Castle is a great town, and it's not far from Bowes Museum either, just a short walk. So if you're doing the Teesdale Way and fancy a rest day halfway through, this would be a very good place to, I don't know, spend a day without your walking boots on, if that took your fancy. But that's not for me today. I'm going to be walking up to Middleton-in-Teesdale today. It's a shorter day than my last one, but the river still rises over 250 foot in that short distance, so I'm expecting it to be pretty lively. I travelled here this morning by train and bus, but I'm going to be walking these last 3 days consecutively because it's now a bit too far to travel there and back in a day. And after Middleton-in-Teesdale, there's really no public transport until I get to the other side of the Pennines, although it has been very good up to now and there's a regular bus service up to Middleton. But as you can see, it's sunny today, which is very welcome after my rainy day last time. So I'd better get a move on and start walking. This is very different from the early days of this walk. I've now got very steep drops between the path and the river, and lots of very steep ups and downs, and I imagine this is how it's going to be for the next 2 to 3 days. I was last walking just the day before yesterday, and I spent the entire day in full waterproofs and got a complete drenching, and I took my waterproof off as soon as I started walking today, and most of my walking so far, I've been in a short sleeve merino top. I'm almost thinking I should have brought my sun hat with me. This is glorious. Oh, well, see what happens over the next 2 days. I haven't seen the river for a while, although I have been able to hear it quite often. So it's nice to get a view of it. It's especially nice getting a view of it with the sun sparkling on it. I remember saying that flat landscapes aren't really my walking terrain of choice, but there are quite a few of these very sharp ascents today, especially around tributary streams as you go inland a bit to get to a point where it's safe to cross them, and then you come back down the other side to the river. I'm stopping to take breath and to have a good long look, because up ahead of me in the far, far distance, I can see the Pennines, which is where I'll be walking into over the coming 2 days. The weather forecast is very changeable at the moment, very unpredictable. So I'm having a good look now in case I never actually get to see them again. But here's hoping. I could have crossed Eggleston Bridge and walked up towards Middleton-in-Teesdale on the southern bank, but I decided to stay this side, and there might have been a reason for that. That was a very welcome cup of tea, and the scone was pretty good too. This is the only place to stop and have a cup of tea or something to eat on the northern side of the Tees, between Barnard Castle and Middleton-in-Teesdale. It's not open every day, but on the days that it's open all day. So if you're planning to do the trail, it's well worth checking the website and seeing if you can call in. I was very grateful for the step in the church porch last time I was out, but something like this is somewhat nicer. Just met a chap who's walking the Teesdale Way, but the other way to me. So why are you doing it?
I'm doing it for charity for cancer research.
Oh, you're doing it for cancer research,
yeah. So
right?
I'm doing 40 miles in 2 days. So started at Cowgreen, finished at Barnard Castle, and from Barnard Castle to Darlington.
That's a hell of a long way to go.
15 miles
Yeah.
so far, so I think I've got 7 to go.
Hey.
And then rest stop.
Rest stop. Well.
Yes, and I don't think I'll beat the daylight.
No. But I wish you well, and hope you raise loads and loads of money. It's a good cause and things. Thank you for chatting to me. I'll let you get on your way. Bye bye. Ta-ta.
Bye bye.
I couldn't do it, but he's doing it for a good cause. And so hope he gets to Barney tonight safe and well, and has a good day tomorrow too. He was going so fast I didn't even get a chance to get his name or a photo, but best wishes go with him. And what a glorious end to a day's walking. I've got about 4 miles to go. 1-2 hours, I suppose, if I really dawdle, which I might. And it's absolutely beautiful. I've had what can only be described as a fantastic day walking in the Yorkshire Dales. The weather's been beautiful. The scenery has been breathtaking. There have been enough ups and downs to keep my muscles and my lungs working. You couldn't ask for better, really. What's really surprised me is how quiet it's been. I've seen some dog walkers as I was coming out of Barnard Castle and coming into Eggleston, But most of the day I've been entirely on my own, and it's Saturday, and I believe half term starts this weekend or finishes this weekend, yet no one. Part of me wants to say, come on, you long distance path walkers, stop causing all that erosion and environmental damage by traipsing across the very popular routes like the West Highland Way and Hadrian's Wall. Come and do some of the less known paths. And part of me thinks I really enjoy just having the solitude, having the peace, having it all to myself. I've now got about 2.25 miles to go, and there in front of me is the River Tees. I've hardly seen it today, but for the rest of today, for these last 2 and a bit miles, I'm going to be walking along its edge. So that'll be a great way to end what has been a fantastic day's walking. The river looks beautiful in this silvery light. It also looks very full, far fuller than sometimes that I've been around here. Probably because of the amount of rain we've had recently. I think the waterfalls I'll be seeing over the next 2 days should be quite a sight. And of course, being next to the river means I have these little ups and downs to keep me alert before I finish my walk. Lots of ups and downs with nice drops into the river at the side and fun little streams to cross at the bottom. Nice, exciting end to the day. I've reached Middleton-in-Teesdale, where the River Tees is sounding very noisy. It's moving fast, it's looking full. I think tomorrow, high force and low force will be spectacular. I was thinking that the ups and downs and crossing the streams was a fun end to the day, and I was feeling quite pleased with myself. But I've just been passed by a chap who I would say is 15 years older than me. And he told me that the summer before lockdown, he walked from Middleton here across up to Langdon Beck and over the top to Dufton and then back again in one day. He said he left about 7:30 in the morning and didn't get back until way after dark. But still, he said he wouldn't do it again. He wouldn't do it at all. But I do feel I've had a fantastic day today. I'm really looking forward to the next 2 days. I've enjoyed doing this path so much, walking alongside the Tees. So I now feel I'm ready for anything, and I'm looking